Welcome! E aí, galera, beleza? Bem-vindo à nossa comunidade.
Welcome to our community.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It is OGC here. Welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're going to be doing a super cool thing. We're going to be looking at brand new patch notes for the patch coming out on June 7th for 2 hours at 2300 UTC. If you're in Eastern Zone time, that's going to be about 9 p.m. at night. So this is a pretty huge patch. I think a lot of things will be changing after this patch. However, as far as right now, I don't have a ton of information as far as like what you should do. This is what I'm going to do. This is a huge patch. I'm going to wait my best. I always try to wait. I try and practice patience, but I usually fail pretty hard. So I'm going to try to wait about a week and then make changes based off of like what makes sense. So to kick this off, we have it says, "Greetings, Commander. We'll be patching the update at 2:30 or 2300 UTC on June 7th for 2 hours. Game update is complete. Simply open up the game. Make sure your account is linked. If your account is not linked and something happens, your account is gone forever. You will not get it back. So link your account to something. You can do that by clicking the top left icon thing and going in and linking it to either your Facebook, your Google account, your Facebook, which I said twice now, or also your game center. That's the one I was thinking of. Anyway, so this is everything that's going on in this patch, which is a huge one. So after reaching Stronghold 30, tap the temple to enter the new reliquary. Each relic provides different attribute bonuses for troops, heroes, or dragons. Use some new type of shards and yet another currency in the game to level up your relics, and use relic fragments to upgrade their rank. So it sounds like they're just introducing more currency. Obtaining relics and upgrading their rank will gain you quintessential, I'm just going to go with that, which can be used to learn new steel abilities. You can go to the relic interface to learn more on this. Basically, that's what this is all about. We're going to just have to wait until this comes out and see exactly what bonuses it offers and then go from there. I don't know right now which is best or anything along those lines, but what I would highly recommend is log in and look over the new temple system, see how much you get on a daily basis, and I have a lot of mixed feelings about adding to the temple and changing the dynamics with the temple. But this whole first part, this is all having to do with the temple and temple changes. So anyways, let's go to something else because the temple's so depressing. We'll look at the battle features. So you can now initiate practice battles with players who are part of the same kingdom by checking the information page. Starting a practice battle requires both players to be in their capital. I don't know if that's your stronghold or if you're just standing by the void. Practice battles do not create losses or anything like that. Practice battle setting has been added to the game page, so you can disable it if you don't want to be spammed with that. If you are disabled receiving the practice battle request, you can still start practice battles with other players. So you can disable it so nobody can challenge you, but you can still challenge other people. Anyways, I think that's a nice little feature so you can try out new things going up against your friends. Alright, so this is where the heavy hitting stuff comes in. So first and foremost, Valari's damage adjustment. So the Lotus Fire is pretty much getting almost double the base damage. So it's going from 130 to 210 at the lowest ranks, and from 4.4k to 7.1k at the later ranks. So that's a pretty significant increase. The damage done to units in range has been increased and the range has been expanded. So this means that Valari's Lotus Fire is just going to hit more things, which is huge for Valari. The splitting mechanism for crackling flames has changed. So that's pretty much those little flare things that Valari sends out. So it's been changed, and how it's been changed is it now prioritizes hitting the enemy's frontline units. So before, some of those big fireball looking things would travel back and hit like archers and things like that. Now it looks like it's just going to focus on the front line, which there's nothing wrong with that. Anyways, the base damage for the ability Burning, which never really did anything in the past, it has been straight up doubled, exactly doubled for the base damage of Burning. And now it has a new effect. Now this new effect is the reason why it's so much stronger. So enemies with burning status now have their magic damage reduced. So that's huge. As long as things are burning, they're going to take more damage, which means that Velarde and your other magic damage dealing things, such as Avril, can just pump out way more damage. The ability Fire Dance, which is like her ultimate skill or whatever, has a new effect. So while Fire Dance is active, the probability of activating Lotus Fire is now 100%, only effective if Lotus Fire has been learned. So that's pretty massive. I expect Velarde to be relevant again real soon. Now, my favorite part, we have balance stuff happening. There's a ton of balance stuff, and this is what I'm talking about with not rushing into things. I really want to go Dwarf after reading these balance issues and changes and trying to find some level of balance to make troops relevant again. However, I'm taking my time because here's one of the big things with all the patch notes. Something might look super strong and something might look super overpowered. However, you need to see the practical application of it in the game. So because of that, I'm going to wait and see how things pan out, because some of this stuff looks insanely good. How good is it? We don't know. Also, some of the stuff is going to look extremely horrible, such as like the nerf to human swordsmen, but it might not actually be that significant. On paper, does not always translate to how it applies in game. So first things first, they fixed an issue with Dire Templar's unstoppable charge damage, which had the chance of not receiving bonuses. The charge damage bonus has been increased from 30% to 40%, and the bonus damage dealt by range abilities from the Zen has been increased from 50 to 60%. We'll see if that makes a difference. It might help for events. I still personally don't see Templars as being super relevant compared to their swordsman counterparts, because swordsmen can be resurrected through Varian, and that's pretty good. Templars, though, they might have a chance of coming back. I don't know. Here's the argument for them coming back. If they can survive tanking, which they get double masteries, so they have Avalon giving them bonuses, and they also have Elena who gives them their own mastery. I think if they can survive a little bit, their unit placement is much more. You can do a lot of things with Templars. I honestly don't think this is enough to make them relevant. Maybe for Garrison they might be decent, but I don't see this putting it to the point where I would not place swords and I only place Templars. I don't see that happening. But it's nice that they're fixing some stuff. Speaking of swords, the light infantry, which these are human swordsmen, their cleansed shield trait has been weakened, with the enchanted effect reduced from 60% to 50%, so humans revived by Varian also cannot get the Iron Shield troop imbuement effect a second time. So I think that this is I think that this nerf is a direct result from the healing meta and swords being really hard to kill due to the healing meta. How will this affect swords? Obviously, it doesn't look good for swords, but we'll actually have to see the practical applications. It's not the end of the world, but this is definitely going to affect their level of tankiness. So I think I don't want to jump to any conclusions with this. I'm still going to be human. I'm still going to use swords, at least for a week or close to a week. So I'll let you know throughout that period of time what I think of this. Is it noticeable? Is it the end of humans? I don't know. I doubt it. So reduce the ammo cost of Deadeyes, Dire Deadeyes, and Zen Deadeyes. So here's the deal with the Deadeyes. Those are the snipers for Dwarf. A lot of people switch over to the Dire snipers because they just don't run out of ammo. The Zen ones have higher chance for headshots. This is huge because one of the big issues with snipers is they run out of bullets and ammo, and that significantly drops their DPS. Giving the Zen snipers more ammo might make them relevant again. I don't think this is enough to bring Dwarf meta back 100%. It also depends on how much more ammo they are receiving from all of this. There are a ton of variables, but if you like snipers, this is a very good thing for you. They also increased the attack of the Bombardier. These are the Blasters, the Dire Bombardier, and the Zen Bombardier. The chance of Zen Bombardier's Bombardier skill firing an extra rocket has been increased. Okay, so there's stuff going on for the Blasters. I don't think that this is going to make them relevant. I don't think that this is going to make them good. maybe if their base attack is like doubled. I have no idea. I think the main issue with the blasters isn't necessarily their damage output. I think it has to do with their fire off ability. If that was treated like rock and nail, I could see them coming back. I don't think just increasing base attack alone is enough. But what do I know? I don't really know anything. Next, Warlocks, Dire Warlocks, Zen Warlocks base HP, the Lich Technologies, Bone Soldier, and Agility Practice now increase the Stalker's evade chance by up to 40% from 30%. So, okay, here's what's going on with all of this. Warlocks get a buff. Their base health increases. As long as it's not their damage. Look, Warlocks have never really meant to be tanky. Yes, their Vengeful Spirit can lock things down for a little bit, but they're not there to be tanky. Rufio tends to blow them up, then Gazul just revives them. I think increasing their base health, sure, that's a good thing. As long as we aren't increasing their attack range or messing with their attacks, whatever, give them a little bit more health, we can blast right through. Increasing the Stalker's evade chance from 30% to 40% is pretty significant. Stalkers have really high natural evasion as is. It's not uncommon to see them at 92, 93, 94% evade at super high levels. So I think that's kind of scary to add more evade onto them. They also are doing stuff with the Rock and Monks, so their Flying Sidekick now has a new effect. If Flying Sidekick hits a large or massive enemy, which this includes dragons and heroes, it also inflicts Gale Mark. Units damage taken increased by 5%, and it can stack up to 10 times. This is going to make monks blow through trees even faster, blow through mechs. This is a huge buff for the monks. I would not be surprised if we don't see more monks out there. As far as whether or not you should consider monks, if you're rocking and you're not, if you're anywhere but the extreme end game, just stick with swords. They have moral immunity and everything else. If you're end game, you have chakra 18 and everything. You have like 10-star troop equipment on everything. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of them using a pack or two amongst here and there, going up against like Sylph or Dwarf or. Yeah, it would not surprise me. That's a pretty huge buff. You can increase the damage taken up to 50%. That's ridiculous. So the thing with the monks is they aren't immune to moral collapse. So who knows if this will be enough to make them tanky enough to survive the front line? Because it's great if your front line does a bunch of damage, but if they're all dead or run away, then they're useless. So that will be interesting. If the monks can tank enough, now it looks like they can assist the team in providing more damage. Finally, we have increased Guardian, Dire Guardian, and Zen Guardian's base health. So that's huge for the Guardians. We also have strength effect of the Watcher's Enchanted Arrow. Each hit now causes the target to take an extra 8% damage, lasting for 7 seconds, can stack up to 5 times. Again, that's a 40% increase. It's increased from 20% to 40%. Each hit has a chance of entangling the enemy, remove the requirement for multiple stacks. We might see we might see Sylph Archers coming back. Honestly, out of all the races, I'll just... If this makes Archers viable for Sylph again, then Sylph is the perfect race as far as a balanced race. They have multiple tanks. You can go with Huntresses, you can go with trees, you can use both in the same formation and both are good. If this buff makes it so that Sylph can use Archers, you can use Archers and Shrooms in the same formation, and you can use Mana Worms. Sylph, if this actually works for Archers, Sylph is the only race out there that could use all 5 units and use them effectively in the same formation. That's what I want for all the races. Right now, most races, you have 2 viable options. Currently, today, right now, Sylph has 4. But if they bring their Archers, they'll actually... You can make a formation with Sylph that works and is super effective, assuming you have enough chakra and troop equipment and everything, to run all 5 unit types. That's pretty wild. Anyways, congrats to Lilith for that for Sylph. Anyways, I'm going on and on. I'm sweating profusely. But I will not have a live stream tonight. I will be sleeping. So I hope you guys enjoyed this new update. Let me know your thoughts about what you're looking forward to and what you're not looking forward to down below in the comment section. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Have a wonderful day, y'all.